So here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Midlife Cars. And so today we're going to be working on the Turbo Mustang. And look what I have, the missing component. Okay, so what we're missing is an idle air control valve, also known as IAC. These aren't really a thing anymore in the, at least in like the newer cars. Seem like when they went to drive by wire, they now control idle with the actual throttle blade. But back in 04 times, they used a mechanical throttle body. It's just got a direct linkage, and with that, it'll have a little bit of air bypass, but you can't really set idle to it. So I have an external valve here that looks like this, and so what it does is it lets a certain amount of airflow pass through into the engine, and the computer controls how much this valve opens, and that's how the idle is set. So we're going to try to get this installed. Now the real question is it going to run? So it's got E85 in the tank, and it's been sitting for probably somewhere around 3 to 4 years without running. So most people would probably say no, but let me know what you think in the comments before we get to it. Will it start today or will it not? So I'm not sure. I think maybe we can get it to go, but it really just depends on if the fuel pump's still working, injectors are still working. I don't know the state. So I think I left it with mostly a full tank.
I was way off.
And I haven't been messing with the gas cap, so let's hope and pray we didn't get a lot of moisture build up in that fuel. So, all right, we're gonna get started on it. All right, now everyone's favorite part is to find the right size bolt. So let's go. See if we can find this in a relatively timely manner. Probably not, but let's see what happens. Let's see. Here we go. Too small. This is gonna be too small. Way too small. And just right. There we go. Extension. All right, perfect. Now, let's go back over here and see if we can get this thing installed. Okay, you'd think these things would come with some sort of a gasket, but there is a little RTV left on there. I'm just trying to get this to see if it will physically work. So we're just gonna go ahead and try it. It may leak, and what would happen is if it leaks, then it's going to idle up a little bit more. It shouldn't be too bad because it's still, RTV feels okay. If it works, I'll probably pull it back off and do a better job at it. I just want to make sure this is actually even going to work, because this is not an OEM part either. I had to kind of hunt around and find the correct part. Had to actually go to Austin. We're out here in Texas, and had to go up to Austin to find this. And fortunately, the second store I went to, first one was supposed to have it. It was the wrong part. It was for some like minivan or something from Ford from back in the day. So would it work? I'm not sure. It might have, but they said it wouldn't. So I wasn't gonna spend the money on it if it's not gonna work. So, but this is not a Ford OEM part. I don't remember what brand it says. Duralast, I think that's what it is. Yeah, Duralast. So we'll see. As long as it gets us up and running, maybe down the road I can just get an OEM part, especially if this thing gives me any real trouble. So got that, and perfect. Okay, there's that, and then this goes on just like that. Now gotta find a screwdriver, and I'll go ahead and plug this in. Boop. Nice. All right, so now it just, what is this? Looks like it'll do their, it's definitely just a standard screwdriver. So let me go find that real quick. And with the magic of editing, I instantly found a screwdriver. Not really, but close enough. All right, so, and I'm gonna have to use some more magic of editing because this screwdriver may have been broken before. I can't tell, it just will not. It's too, which is not a very big screwdriver, but it is too large to go in to the slot. Okay, round 2. All right, this time I actually made sure the screwdriver would fit before starting the video back. So this one actually works. All right, so it doesn't have to be crazy. Just kind of snug it up a little bit. And it's not the best screwdriver in the world either. Why can't I keep track of my screwdrivers? Okay, all right. All right, so now it's time to check the oil. So, all right, looks fantastic. Hopefully you can see that. It looks good. I used to change the oil in this thing probably too much. Change it all the time, just to be on the safe side. Now, I'm not going to change it before we start it up. It'll be just fine to start up as it is. Now, obviously it's old, it does need to be changed, but for initial startup, I think it'll be just fine. I don't want to open the oil system up or drain the oil out, change the filter, because when you change the filter, I never can get it totally full, so it'll have to reprime that, and I really don't want to be just dry starting and cranking on it like that. So, not to say the oil system, as it's been sitting a long time, is perfect, but I think it'd be in a better state, and the oil still does look clean. It still should do its job. And then later on, before we make any pulls, do anything crazy, we are definitely going to change the oil first. So next up, we have to start working on the battery, or lack thereof, because I don't even think this car has a battery. It's been sitting for so long. So I'll have to find a battery that'll work of some level. And as you can see, I'm going to take the camera up here to look here. There is no battery in the front, so we relocated the battery to the back. All right, so walking back to the back, the battery's obviously in the trunk. Not a whole lot of space here, so I think you're gonna get to watch me push this car forward. Probably the easiest way to do this is to kind of pry off of this building a little bit. There we go. Well, those tires did not want to move. It's been years that thing has not moved. I'm actually surprised I was able to even move it. Okay, so we're gonna, there's no telling what we're gonna find in here, so let's look. Well, but no dead animals or anything crazy. I didn't know if there was any field mice or something that have made their way, like a little nest in here. I haven't opened this in a really long time. Just some spider webs. Get rid of those. Yeah, so it's like we have our connectors here. We didn't even have like an actual, no, I did have a battery box, I think. I don't know, I had it strapped here. It's been so long. So we'll be able to connect this. One of these is grounded directly to chassis. And of course, I did not color code the wires, which I should have.
I immediately regret this decision.
But in any case, we'll be able to find a battery real quick, pop it in there, and then should be able to fire this puppy up shortly. Well, found a battery. There we go. So we'll pop the negative on. This is kind of loose, but we'll just see if it even does anything. And then it sparks. Oh, and we got some lights. All right. So I went to start it and no keys. I thought I left the keys in here, so Now I gotta find them.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Moment of truth, but not really sure. I got 3 sets of keys. I don't know which one. That is not it. One of them's to the Cobra, or 1 or 2 of them to the Cobra, and the other one's to this car, the Mustang CT. Well, that one is not it. Let's see if this one works. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Please, God, let it work. Hey, 3 years. I think that IAC's having to learn. I can't let it run long. We are inside a building, so maybe I should open up the door, but it works. And let's see, no leaks. Let's see, this is turbo piping, no leaks. No lights, warnings. We got oil pressure, as well as kind of a dummy gauge. So, nice. Hopefully you can hear me okay with this thing idling, but after playing around with the Corvette so much and how loud it is, I was expecting this one to be a lot louder. I remember it being a lot louder than this, but I think I've really been desensitized by the Corvette. So this makes me really happy with how quiet it is. Look at this exhaust. To show you, it's just kind of like the race setup. Let's see if I can get this. There it is. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just open exhaust. There's no muffler, just the turbos. It's actually relatively quiet, at least to me. So that is awesome. Boy, needs to be cleaned up, but it's looking great. Sounds good. The cam as well, because it's got a stage 1 NA cam with turbos, which is, you know, kind of a no-no. You're not supposed to do, but it worked actually really well. But I remember the cam being a lot bigger as well. But again, I think with the other car, it's been desensitized to the cam sound. Now it doesn't hardly sound like it has a cam. But maybe I think it's idling around 1,000, so maybe that's what it is. But like I said, it's a really kind of a mild cam, anyways. But I'm just happy to have this thing running 3 years. Incredible. All right, so hopefully soon. Now we'll have to start talking about modifying this some more, turning it up, seeing what it can do, pushing the limits of it. But I need to figure out how to get my tuning software back, because that was an old laptop I do not have anymore. So, a lot of things coming down the pike. This is just the beginning, but the hard part, or the most nerve-wracking part, is actually